Hey YouTubers, this is Bob. Well, it's so good to be back here with you guys today. Well, I promised you guys I was going to do some special YouTube celebrity readings. And occasionally I like to pick a subscriber and do a special reading. And this week I'm doing a few of those. And my first one is for one of my subscribers. His name is 1000Ouija. That's his channel. His name is Kieran. He's out of the UK. Kieran, I appreciate your letter and your video, and it's an honor and a pleasure to meet you and to read for you. Well, before we get into that, though, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay, here we are. Well, hi Karen, it's so good to see you. You know, as I'm stepping forward here into your vibration, I'm getting all around you here a lot of beautiful yellow light. Yellow light is what I call the learning light. And that indicates that you're really now coming into a place here of doing a lot of growth this year. I see a lot of learning taking place academically, but also on the spiritual front. It's interesting here because when I look back over the last about 2 years here around you on your chart, it looks like you've been on some sort of spiritual quest or spiritual pilgrimage. And I really feel like this year you start to really tap into all of that energy around you. It's interesting because I see the fall as a particularly significant time for you because it seems like in the month of September, at least starting there, but it continues on beyond September, but it looks like it's around that time that you're going to really start to get a lot of past life stuff surfacing here. And I get a lot of energy for you, like you've been doing some research on that, or you're trying to really remember those past lives. Now, that's really important for you because as that information starts to surface, it looks like October is where you're going to be seeing a lot of that memory start to come back. But to tell you why this is important, your past life, your most immediate one, was in World War II, and it looks like you died around 1940 or 41 here. And you actually lived in London. Yeah, guess what? You're back in the UK. But you died, you were age 14, and you lived in the East End of London. And it was one of those incendiary bombs that took you out. Now, I don't think it was the bomb blast that killed you, but I think it was the fire that resulted, because it looks like the bomb fell outside of your door. But your house went up in flames, okay? So that's one of the things that happened. Now, what's interesting here is over, as I said, in the next year, I feel like a lot of that's going to surface here, because one of the things I pick up around you is there's going to be some travel for you as we go towards the new year. And I keep seeing a connection with you in France, and I believe you're going to be traveling to France after we get into 2010 here. Now, why that's important is in your last life, you did travel in France as well. And I feel like that journey that's coming is going to kind of help open up some of that past life memory here, okay? But this is very important for you. Now, also in the here and now in the academic area here for you, I feel like this year is going to be a very positive one. I see good growth around you academically. And I want you to spend more time focusing on your creative writing, because you definitely have some gifts in that area, okay? I feel like you've done writing, particularly in your past lives, I should say. And one of your other past lives was in, actually it was also in England. You've had a lot of lives in England, so you literally have roots going way back here. But you had also another life, it looks like in the 1800s, mid-1800s, you were an actor as well. And you also lived in London in that lifetime. Now, that life was actually a very happy life. You actually got to live a long time. And it looks like you died around 1900. And you were very gifted in playwriting and in acting. And you died basically of old age, I believe. So this life you are going to live a long time. You're bringing over that long life energy, especially since the last life in World War II, you died at age 14. Now, it's important that you know you are not dying at age 14 or anytime soon, okay? So don't worry, you're here a long time, okay? But one of the things is I also see around you as you go forward in this year some connection with you in the theater arts as well as also graphic arts. And I'd like you to be open to both of those as well because of your previous life as an actor, I feel like you're going to start to have a draw towards theater arts this upcoming year. And that looks like something that would be a blessing to you, and you'd be a natural at it, okay? So remember that, okay? Now, I also do see around you expansion in the music area as well. And I believe that when you were in the theater in your life in the 1800s, you also had some musical ability as well. And I feel you're carrying that over. And I also want you to keep an eye out because it looks like during the month of November here, there could be some sort of performance that you'll be doing. It looks like you're asked to kind of play guitar here. So remember that. It looks like you do fine with it, okay? You know, this year is very important also because your spirit guides are going to start to come more to the forefront. And one of your guides, the name is Amiel, A-M-I-E-L, and that's an angelic being who's around you. Amiel is asking me to tell you that he is guiding you from the spirit world and has been working with you, particularly over the last 2 years, because it looks like this last 2 years has been a big step up here around you in the spiritual area, okay? Now, you also have another spirit guide around you, and I keep getting the name of Jack around this. His name is Jack, and I feel that Jack was somebody that you knew from another lifetime. He goes back to the Middle Ages. And it's interesting because Jack was a poet and like a songwriter. And he's one of your inspirations. He's one of the guides that's helping you to write and to create as well. Music, poetry, song, all of that. So your creative talents are really picking up here, okay? It looks great for you, okay? Now, your spiritual gifts are also coming to the forefront. And I do see a gift of clairvoyance around you. Clairvoyance, particularly in the dream area, and I want you to be monitoring your dreams because I see a lot of activity around you in the coming months in that area, okay? But you know what? You're going to do really well this year in school, and I feel like there may be some changes here in some of your classes around October, but it looks like it settles out just fine. And I feel like there's a lot of new friendships that you're forming this year, okay? Now, you know, going forward here, I do see you going on to university, and it does look like you will study music and literature. I see a lot of it. It looks like an English degree and possibly a music degree. So it'll probably be a double major for you, okay? But you know what? Your future looks really good. You're on the right track here, okay? And I see a marriage around you, but it won't be till around age 27, okay? So don't worry about that. You got some time till you get there. But it's around that age, and I feel like you kind of are ready to settle down, okay? But up until then, one of the things that I see is a lot of activity around you in the arts. And I really feel like as you develop your art, you're also developing that core spiritual self. And I want you to remember, as you're doing music and as you're doing writing and you know, theater, all of this, you're opening the channel within you. And I would like to encourage you to get some books on channeling as well. And I feel like around you right now, there's just a lot of spirit activity also. It's interesting because I also pick up around you a spirit here. I want to place this on your mother's side of the family here. And this goes back a ways. I want to call this a great-grandmother on the mother's side of the family here. And this lady just comes in here around, sending a lot of blessings. It's interesting because when she was alive, she herself had some talent in the musical area and was rather gifted in also literary things such as writing. And anyway, she's also going to be serving as a guide to you to help you with those talents, okay? But I see a lot of good things here for you, Kieran. And, I just want to encourage you to keep going, keep on your path. You're doing very well here. Blessings. Have a good night.